Fellas, today we are talking standards. Listen, whatever your body fat percentage is, whatever your waist size is, however much muscle you have right now, is just based on your standards. It's what you're comfortable with. A lot of you guys are like 40% body fat and your goals are to be 10% body fat, but your standards are like, yeah, I can eat whatever I want to, I can do whatever I want to, I could be inactive. You gotta raise your fucking standards if you wanna actually reach your goals. The thing is, when you make your goals, your standards, it's gonna become easier to actually reach your goals. A lot of you guys are saying different shit. You're saying, you know what? I wanna make at least 60K a year, but you're not working overtime, right? You're not finding new ways to make money, right? Or you're like, you know what? I want six-pack abs, but you're eating whatever you want to. You go to Five Guys every day. On the weekends, you drink, you don't track your calories. See, two things can't exist at once. You can't have your standards right here and your goals all the way up here. That shit makes no sense. Let me show you a picture of me and my journey, right? On the left side of my journey, as you can see, I'm fat as hell. My standards were low. I was like, yeah, you know, it'd be cool to have it'd be nice to have a six-pack. I wish I had a six-pack. I wish I was more fit, but I was eating like shit. So my actions didn't align with my goals. That's a fucking issue. What you need to do to fix that, like I said, is raise your standards and change your standards. Like, you can't simultaneously say that you want a certain goal and your standards are the opposite. Like, you can't be saying, you know what, man, I'm about to lock in my winter arc. That's what I'll be calling it. I'm gonna lock in on my winter arc. I'm gonna go to the gym consistently. I'm gonna actually eat what I need to eat. You say that shit, and then your actions. I'm looking at your story. If you're playing video games all day, okay, that's fine. You can get your workout and then play video games, but no. You're playing video games and you're like, damn, bro, it's late. I'm hungry. What do you order? Pizza, Taco Bell, DoorDash, Chinese food, some shit like that. That doesn't align with your goals. If you have goals to become the best version of yourself, to become lean, right? To have a V-taper, to be aesthetic, you gotta be hitting the weights. Let me show you your bare minimum standards needs to be raised. Like, you guys have these super low standards of what you need to do. You're like, yeah, if I hit the gym once a week, man, that's pretty good. That's improvement. That's fucking horrible. Or you're like, you know what? If I eat one apple, man, I'm just gonna eat one apple this week. That's the lowest standards of all time. Your goals require you to raise your standards. I don't think people understand what you actually need to do to actually reach your goals in the gym. Like, here is the bare minimum standards you need to reach your goals, guys. Because this is what I see an issue with, like when I'm coaching guys and getting on consultation calls. A lot of people have insanely low standards for themselves. They're like, yeah, man, if I could just lose, a couple inches off my waist and, I'd be, nah, fuck that. You're way out of the unhealthy range. You need to lose like 10 inches off your waist, all right? And in order to do that, you got to put the work behind it. People are scared to dream big because they know it takes work to get there, and it takes consistency. That's why they're really scared. So if you're serious about your goals, raise your standards, raise your bare minimum standards. Your bare minimum standards you need to reach your fitness goals is literally tracking your calories. You got to know how much you're fucking eating. You got to hit high protein numbers, 0.7 to 1 gram per pound body weight minimum. Like, that's just what you have to do. For me, I'm hitting 150 grams of protein plus every single day minimum. It's just happening 365 days a year, no matter what's going on. Oh shit, there was this happened, that happened, this happened. I'm still gonna get it done, man. Oh, the power's out. I still got to get it done. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, because here's the thing. When the first comes around, right? Every time the first of the month comes around, rent is due, right? That's exactly how your results look at shit. Your results are like, all right, it's the end of the week. Did he do everything he needed to do this week? No, he didn't. He's not getting results. Oh, it's the end of the month. Did he do what he needed to do? Oh, he's not getting results. So a lot of times you guys are like, man, I lost no weight this month, or man, I didn't lose any fat this month. That's good. It's what you earned. You didn't earn shit, so you didn't get shit. That's just how it works. Y'all be looking for results. Y'all want the results from not putting the work in. That shit doesn't make sense. Stop getting frustrated with the results you're not getting from the work you're not putting in. I say that shit all the time, but it's true, because it's like your standards are way too fucking low. Like, yeah, you ate a salad, but you put ranch on it. That's not fucking good. That's horrible. You might as well just ate a cookie. That's fucking horrible. Putting ranch on a salad, this is the dumbest shit ever. Like, putting a bunch of ranch on there, that's like 700 calories just worth of ranch, right? And now you're high in saturated fat. Or you have, grilled chicken and some sweet potato. That's great, but the rest of your day you're drinking soda and you're eating fast food. Your composition of your diet's shit, all right? Bare minimum standards, tracking calories, eating high protein, hitting the gym 4 to 5 times a week, intensely, high intensity, getting your sleep in, getting your water intake in. Those are the things that you need to focus on, all right? A lot of you guys are focusing on, oh, should I intermittent fast? Listen, when you break your fast, you eat like shit regardless. It's what you eat, not whether you fast or not, all right? I'm tired of people saying, oh man, I'm trying real hard, man, I'm intermittent fast. I don't give a fuck if you're intermittent fasting. What are you eating when you break your fast? You're eating like shit, you're not gonna get results. You're not eating protein, you're not gonna get results. Very simple. Like, it does not matter what fad diet you do. You're doing carnivore, how long are you gonna last on there? Because you really like carbs. Oh, you're gonna last 2 months? Well, you got great results in 2 months, but now you're not doing that long term. That's an issue, all right? A lot of you guys are looking for a big ass secret or just some crazy shit that is gonna get you results fast. The only way to get to your goals is small changes compounded over time. It's not a big ass change or a fad diet or just some bullshit. Like a lot of you guys think that too much. And in order to be consistent, just raise your standards, hit your standards every day, and focus on day by day. Because when you're putting the input in, you're gonna get the output every single time. All right, you're always gonna get the output. If you're doing the work, you're gonna get the results. All right, I didn't give you a time limit because it may vary based on different factors. Some people have muscle to gain while they're losing fat because they don't have a lot of muscle mass and they just started, lifting weights. So their weight might not go down as fast, but they're still losing body fat. All right, you guys got to be more patient with your goals because you guys always want to undo a goal, right? That you guys always want to undo your habits. It took you 10 years to build your bad habits, and it took you 10 years building fat. I talked to a lot of people, and they're like, yeah, man, when COVID hit, that's 4 years ago. When COVID hit, they gained weight, right? They might have gained 1 pound per month, right? Maybe they're more sedentary, eating more DoorDash. 1 pound per month, but for 4 years, that's 48 pounds. Now, it took you 4 years to gain about 50 pounds. You're not going to lose that shit overnight. Give it time. Be consistent, all right? But back to standards, like, it really irritates me when people are just like, wanting certain goals or looking at different people, comparing themselves to others, and they're like, dang, bro, if I could just look like C-Bum, or some dude told me, what did he tell me the other day? Some dude told me the other day, like, yeah, man, I'm just it was a young kid. He was like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to look like Austin Dunham, man. I think he was like 20, right? He was 20. He was like, I'm just trying to look like Austin Dunham. I was like, okay, what are you eating? Are you doing what he's doing? Do you do calisthenics? Do you work out consistently and never miss? Do you track your sleep? Is your nutrition on point? Oh, you have none of those down? Then why the fuck are you trying to look like someone where you're not willing to put the work in, right? If you set a goal and you have no intention of executing, you have no intention to make your goals your standards, then nobody's going to respect you, including yourself. You're not going to respect yourself because you're not following through. You're not doing the work required. Like, yes, it's cool to set goals. Yes, it's great to set goals. But goals without action, we all know this shit, right? Goals without action is just a dream. Like, you got to put the work in behind it. That's one of the most important things. Show up day in and day out. Like, listen, guys, I know how much food you got to eat to gain fat and maintain fat. It's a lot of food. It's a lot of food. I know some of you guys think you guys are like, oh, I love eating a lot on weekends, or I'm a foodie, or this is that. Like, nah, that's just your fucking standards. Your standards are low when it comes to losing body fat. Like, it's cool to eat whatever you want to and enjoy that, but you just got to know, obviously, you're not going to look as lean as you can, number one. Number two, you're going to be at risk for a lot more things like type 2 diabetes, and your stomach's going to get bigger, obviously. That's just something that comes with it. So, by that same token, you got to know that if you're trying to really lock in and you have these goals that you want to reach, that you actually have to follow through. You actually have to track what you're eating. Don't do that shit for one day. Don't do it for a week. Don't do it for a month. It's a lifestyle change. A lot of people with this tracking shit, they're like, yeah, man, I'm about to track everything. They go from not tracking anything to now they're tracking fucking how long they fasted. They're just tracking everything, and they're not focusing on the big five. Like I said, water intake, sleep, get at least 6 to 8 hours sleep. Water intake, at least 100 fluid ounces minimum, honestly. Strength training, actually having rest days too, and then 4 to 5 days of gym. Like, that's what you need to focus on. Those are the things you need to focus on. You focus on those day in and day out, you'll be further than 95% of people. But everybody gets so infatuated with the newest thing coming out, like, dang, bro, my diet was going good, but I want it faster, so I'm gonna do carnivore. Yeah, anything fast doesn't last. Now you're doing carnivore, now you're doing keto, and now you fall off after 2 months and you have a bad relationship with food, and now you quit forever. So y'all got to raise your fucking standards and stop doing this dumb shit where you're just like, no, I'm okay with this, but your goals are over here. Your goals are over here, but your standards are down here. It doesn't make any sense. All right, just like chicks. Listen, chicks are good with their standards. All right, we already know this. We already know this shit. Like, a lot of chicks will have standards up here, or at least they set their standards. They don't always follow through, obviously, but they'll have standards set up here. Especially after having like a kid, they'll be like, well, I need a man who makes 6 figures, who's 6 foot, who's all this shit. They set their standards. That's what you need to do with your standards, and you need to actually follow through. All right. So if your goal is to be 100% on nutrition, no processed foods, then if someone offers you a cookie, you don't take the cookie because you have standards. Right? It's going to make you move with intention more. That's what I love about standards. It makes you move with intention. So for me, I'm not guilty like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't have that right now. No, I'm not eating that shit. I will tell somebody. I don't give a fuck where I am. I could be at work. I could be at work and they'll be like, hey, Luther, we got cookies in the break room. I'm like, I don't want that shit. I'm not eating that bullshit. And they'll be like, oh my God, you're so funny. And they respect my boundaries. And then I go in there and they're like, hey, you want a cookie? I'm like, obviously I don't want that shit. Like, I'll tell them straight up, and then they'll respect your boundaries. But you can't say that if you don't have standards. If your standards are down here, and you don't have like a specific standard for food, like you'll eat whatever. If someone offers you a pizza or a cookie, you're gonna eat that shit every single time. And then you're gonna wonder why you're not losing fat. Very simple shit. You got to have standards. They're going to keep you in line. They're going to keep you moving with intention, because every single day that we have, we got to take advantage of. And we got to move with intention every single day. Like, that's one of the biggest things. Like, I see so many people moving unintentionally. They're just like, for example, go to the gym, right? You have to have a plan if you're going to the gym. It doesn't matter if you're doing cardio or if you're doing weight training. You got to have a plan, because if you don't do a plan, you're just going to go in there, do some pec deck, do some leg extensions, do some ab machines because you want to lose belly fat. There's no fucking correlation between those ab machines and losing belly fat. And then you'll do, you'll watch someone and be like, oh, he's pretty lean. Let me copy what he's doing. Then you'll do stair stepper and leave. You got nothing fucking done. Nothing productive got done at all. You see what I'm saying? So you got to go in there with the plan. It's like when you go in the grocery store, you don't have a grocery list. You're going to be like, all right, I need dinner. What are you going to grab? Rotisserie chicken. If you go to Publix, you're going to grab rotisserie chicken or some chicken tenders or a chicken tender sub. And then you're going to be like, you know what? I needed something sweet after. You're going to get ice cream. You're going to eat that, feel like shit, wake up the next morning, no groceries. And you just spent like $3,000 because you already know Publix prices, right? So move with intention, have goals, be more structured in everything that you do, all right? I will be changing up the videos in a couple of weeks, like showing you guys my daily routine and a couple more workouts. But honestly, you guys got to get this mindset shit down, because this is the most important thing. Like, you can have all the workouts in front of you and everything in front of you. If you do not get the mindset, you're going to do it for a couple of days and just quit, because you're not going to become the person you need to become to execute that consistently and maintain your goals. Raise your standards, fellas.